Well, it was a bit rushed today again. I had basically a lot of other stuff going on, and I needed to get a drink before I start. Also, unfortunately, my boiler has stopped working, so it's freezing cold in the house, like super cold, and no hot water, no heating. And it would happen right at the coldest part of the year so far. It's typical. So anyway, I'm not quite fully set up, although you can see my green screen's up and my mic is up, although needs to be tweaked a little bit. I don't know if that helps. Yeah, and I'm pretty tired as usual because I got kids and life, you know. Right, I'm just gonna mess around for a minute and set up everything I need to get going. So I need a terminal. Let's start up the app. We'll put that in the corner over there. We'll get another one of those. We'll start up the front end, watching. Put that over there. Next we will get the editor. Here we go. Atomos has like a million welcome screens pop up all the time. It's like, stop welcoming me. I know, I've got it. Right, what am I doing? Go Mac. And bring that down here. Maybe I should make this a little bigger, just for fun. Let's open another one, run the tests. Here we go. Let's make that bigger too. Nice and big. Right, now we just need a web browser. Bring that up. Here we go. And voila. So one thing that we do need to do is check the notes to see what we got up to yesterday. Finished refactoring, I did that. Right, implement card purchase as per new design. In API packs, implement random card selection as per new design. Okay, that's awesome. So we'll go do those things. And I was working really late today on some work stuff, so I literally finished half an hour ago. So I've literally had half an hour of downtime. So I think this session won't be too long because I'm going to have another long day tomorrow too. Alright, let's see if I can log in. I'd like to make enter fire the login as well, so I don't have to keep pressing it. Let's put that down here. Make submit on enter. I just made a note of that. So we've got a load of cards, 20 cards, and now we started doing this. Okay, so this is the rare sales part. Each pack contains 5 cards which one is going to be guaranteed to be rare or better, number of packs. Okay, great. So let's get into the back end. So I do remember here leaving it to do create deck for user. So this should really be called create pack for user, or packs. I'm going to call this packs. This will be UI purchase packs. I'm going to keep the UI thing there. UI packs. Okay, awesome. Right, how's that mic working out? Let's move it a little bit. Is it right in the camera? No, it's good. Awesome. You can see my hair sticking up a bit because I had a hoodie on because it was so cold, and now I've taken off the hoodie. My hair's sticking up everywhere, which is typical. Alright, let's call these packs. So we're still going to pass the user ID, we're still going to pass the, not the deck anymore, we don't care about the deck, we now only care about the rarity and the quantity. And then when we do that, yeah, so create packs for user, so that's on card repo. So we're going to need spec, we're going to need card repo spec, and we're going to need card repo. So user card repo actually. Is that right? User card repo, create packs for user. Okay, awesome. So user card repo, user card repo spec. So the insert is still valid, it's just the way we create the packs. And just to remind ourselves, or remind me basically, it's going to run by rare 1, rare or better, epic 1, epic or better, legendary you get 2, and insane you get 2. Okay, so we'll start with the first requirement. So we'll change the function to call create packs, and we don't care about the deck. And let's ditch all of this. And we'll re-implement something else. It's going to be something that will be similar. So we will say for each pack in number of packs. So this is number of packs. Each pack in number of packs. And then we will for each pack and number of packs, we'll go and figure out how many cards to fetch first of all. So if it's rare, we will be looking for one rare card. If it's epic, 1 epic or better, 1 rare or better. Alright, if it's legendary, then it'll be 1 legendary or better. That kind of reminds me of, I don't know if anyone watches How I Met Your Mother. Barney's always going on about how stuff is legendary. Right, if insane. Okay, 1 legendary better and 1 rare or better. I keep typing incense. I should be typing insane. So 1 insane or better and 1 rare or better. Alright, so that's the basic rules. And then once we've decided, based on the rarity, how many cards to pull back of rare or better, so we should go and figure out, find the rare cards, and then after we found the rare cards, we're going to find the other cards. So I think we need some kind of probability things here, because we'd like there to be a higher probability of getting certain cards than other cards, and a lower probability of getting the really legendary, epic, insane, things like that. So now we need to figure out how to do that stuff. The randomness of this also makes it a little bit hard to test, because we don't know the exact things that are going to come back. So, okay, let's try and write some specs for this. Use a card repo spec. Describe, create cards for user. So we'll ditch this stuff here, and instead we'll say this is create packs. Okay, so describe rare. Okay, so it should it should allocate 5 cards to the user, of which 1 is rare or better. I wonder if we can, well, let's just keep going. So we'll create a user. Need to populate some cards so that we need like probably a mix of cards. At the moment I've got create random cards, but really I want to create a random mix of cards. Create random cards is in the spec helper. So it uses the card generator, takes the deck, the rarity and the quantity, and generates a whole stack of cards for that deck and for that rarity. Okay, so really I want a create random mix of cards. And or should we just create? I know. We'll start first by just creating them by hand. So we need common. So we only need a maximum of 5 really. Angels, common. Paladins, common. So this brings up another question. Is common across decks or specific to decks? Angels, paladins, demons, undead. I think probably we want them to be specific to a theme so that we can you could build a deck of different cards from different themes. So it'd be nice to have common ones for each theme. Okay, so we have to go through here and do the same thing again. But this time we want the next rarity. So it feels like we should just loop this. And we should also just give it a number. So like 1 to 5 or 1 to n. Each do n. And then we can just pass the rarity. So let's loop through the rarities here. This would be angels, paladins, demons, undead, but each do rarity. Okay, and then well, that's not really that. We could just iterate this as well. This is more like the theme. This is the deck. I don't want to do that. I actually want to do this. Common, rare, epic, legendary, insane. Alright, and then this would be the rarity. So for each 5, we'll create 1 of each rarity type. And maybe I don't even need to loop this thing here. Yeah, I don't even need to loop this thing here. Let's not even do that. Let's just pass the number in here. Okay, let's take that, put that in the helper. Create random cards by cards all themes. Needs a card repo, and then a quantity Okay, awesome. So now for each rarity we should get 5 cards. From each theme. That should be enough. So let's say we want just 5 to start with. So that's the setup. Now we've got our user, we've got a stack of cards that we can turn into packs. So now we want to say result user card repo create packs for user ID, the rarity, so this one would be rare, and the number, let's just say one pack. So we should get some high level things back, so we should get 5 cards back for 1 pack. And now it'll be interesting to see the probability stuff. This is a honey and lemon drink. That's because my throat's been hurting and it doesn't help having no heating. Very good. Right, is there something that can help with probability? Crystal shards. Probability. Nothing there. Let's check ruby gems. Probability. This looks good. A simple extension to Ruby to use probability in wraps. With probability. Bernoulli implements standard methods used for statistical calculations. Wrappers to set different classes of probability estimators. A gem for calculating probabilities modeled by binomial theorem. Well, I have to say, I don't know a huge amount about probability, but we definitely need something to help us figure out probabilities for things. Odds becomes 5 and 7. That's interesting. You probably don't want to use shoe. Very good. Factory girl. Right. Let's start with this first one, because it's got a lot of downloads. What is it? How does it work? What does it do? Probability gives an easy way to perform code only every so often based on your input. This is great for testing purposes or in games. Well, we're building a game, so that's good. What does it do? Usage is pretty simple. Let's say you want to get a 33% chance at something. This means 3 out of 10 chance. 3 in 10 true. 3 in 10 false. Immersive supply block, which is only executed when the probability conditions true. Okay, so 3 in 10 do 50% chance, and I got it. Okay. This is pretty straightforward then, so you'd basically just say 3 in 10 and about 33% of the time 3 in 10. 3 in 10 false. 67% of the time false. I wonder, is that enough? This seems pretty helpful. Let's go back. Okay, math probability. Let's check this one out. Rob Race. Rob Race. Homepage. Where's it going? That one doesn't seem to be going anywhere. What other probability? With probability. I think they're the main probability ones. What's this? Pest. And there's Bernoulli one. And chance. And binomial. Right, one of these we're going to port to Crystal. I don't know which one we're going to port. Something that does probability. That probably that first one that we saw is going to be good enough. What does this do? Pest provides a framework for injection of different probability interventions. Marginal joint conditional point probability. Is this too much? What is this? This is very estimatey. Foo1 bar 2. Estimate the probability that Foo1 and bar 2. Estimate the probability that Foo1 given bar 2. More interesting. Okay, that is interesting. Bernoulli bereavement standard methods with discrete probability distributions. Let's go there. Yikes. Okay. Binomial, geometric, hypergeometric, the Poisson distribution. How does it work? Probability, binomial distribution, blah blah blah. Okay, well let's start simple. These look a bit complicated. What's this one? Chance is a library for exploring sentencing code. So here you basically just say Bob Lucky Winner may be true, false. Chance cases taken over args, each one being a probability statement. Must add to 100%. Sorry, for once in your life you'll have to give less than 110%. Only the outcome will be evaluated as you'd expect. So chance case, 70% chance will snow, 20% will sleet, 88% will sun, 1% will knives. Interesting. This is quite nice. So we could say for each card type what the percentage chance of getting the card is. So you would get Maybe can be supplied with a block, which will be called only if the chance happens. Maybe do rotate logs. Maybe just constructing the chance object. It's equivalent to 50% chance of rotate logs. Okay, I like that chance thing. Right, binomial. Binomials for quickly calculating probabilities. Trials 10, probability 0.2, target 3. Now, my favourite one so far is chance. Let's just check. Make sure nobody already ported it. Crystal shards. Chance. There's no chance. Okay, we're gonna just port this to Crystal then. Let's see how big it is first. Lib chance RB. Chance. Core extensions. Kernel. Numeric. String. Odds. Array. Random. Pop. Pick about. Okay, so there's like some core extensions. Okay, yikes. Interesting. Percentage comparable of chance to s other. Okay, and that's probably just a version number. Alright, what else we got? What's this first one? Alright, doesn't look too hard. It's not a huge library. Let's check the examples. Dice. Okay. Right. Please have some specs. Please, please, please. Chance spec. Okay, so 50%, 90%, 10% chance. It can be created from percentage. Chance should be kind of chance. I don't know what percentage is. Okay. Extensions to core classes. Range. Percentage. Okay, what's percentage? %. Alright, let's do it. Let's start with some specs. Let's create a new project. Crystal init lib. Let's get in the right place first. Crystal init lib chance. CD chance. Let's open up chance in Atom. Close all the millions of welcome guides. Right, let's close our project for a minute. Right, let's have a look. Let's get some specs going. Lib. Let's start with percentage. what does it do? Percentage.new 20.should equals percentage.new 20.value 20%.new should. You know what? Maybe it would help if I clone this just to make it easier to play around with. So let's do cloned, cd cloned. Let's clone this into here. Okay. Percentage spec. And what does percentage look like? So percent's added to numeric. Odds is added to string. Random pop pick about are added to array, and random's added to range. Okay. Let's give it a go. Spec. So I'm going to start with percentage. Let's borrow this. Percentage. Let's put that there a sec. Let's do a spec. Percentage spec and spec percentage spec. Let's borrow that. Let's require the helper. Let's comment that out. Well, pretty close actually. Describe percentage. It can be created from an integer. 20 should be the same as percentage new 20.value. 20.0 should 50% of 50 result should equal 25. Can be created from an integer. Percentage.new value. Okay. So this should really be 20 should equal percentage.new 20.value, I think. And then in percentage we'd say, so this is a property, I think. And what goes in the value? Value to float to string. So it looks like it's just an int32. initialize at value, then we can ditch that. Maybe this can just be a getter. Def of number or percentage. Okay. Chance. We haven't got that yet. 2F. 2S. Comparable. I don't know how to include comparable in Crystal. Let me check. Crystal lang comparable. Comparable T. So it's value to other value. I think that's probably int 32. And don't know if we need to implement this one. Let's see. How does this one work? Other T. Oh, it compares a T to a T. And we're inside here already, so value. Right, other value, other kind of numeric, other value. Right, let's come back to that one. Let's come back to those. 20 should 20.value. Oh, let's ditch this chance spec as well. Actually, I think we'll need it. I'll just comment it out for now because it's not the right shape. Okay, percentage. Require source chance. How about just everything in there? Alright, that's good. Next one. Let's ditch that. You can grade from a float. I believe this should be 20.0 should equal percentage new 20.0 dot value, and I think that means it needs a separate float. So this should be a int 32 or a float. What's float? Float 32 maybe? Well, I think you can use some other things as well here. What's this? Float 32 primitives. Let's go with float 32 for now. So this is int 32 or float 32 int 32 or float 32. I don't know if that's going to work. Let's just ditch that. And this. Let's see if that still is happy. Yep, it's all good. Okay. It's comparable to other percentages. I'm just gonna comment those out, and should EQ 10 should be less than how do you do be less than in Crystal Lang spec describe? Expectations match, be truthy, be falsy, be nil, be less than, greater than. Okay, so this should work. So this should be, I think this should work. Let's try it. I'll try the first one. Yes, so B does the object. Percentage need 20. Should. So I think we do want I think we want B. Do you want B? No, that's the object. Should. Let's come back to that one. We now have to use a self dot b new other. Has this thing got any specs? Crystal spec spec expectation spec. Okay. 1 dot should be less than 3. Ten should equal 10. Okay, so it kind of looks like this should work. This kind of syntax should work. Let's pop that here. See what this happens here. Okay. So I should be able to say percentage new 10 should be, instead of this part, okay, I get it now. So now I can turn this back on. Define method of value for int32. What is other? Oh yes, other needs to be a percentage. Like this. Other should be a percentage. No, the much is percentage with the type percentage. Isn't that what this gives us? How do I do that in Crystal then? Crystal. This is 19. Let's go to the latest. No, let's go to 0.27.0. That's what I have. Let's go to comparable. Okay. Compares this object to other based on the receiver's method, returning true if it returns -1. Based on the receiver's method, returning true if it returns -1. Alright, so you've got to return a value other. Well, that's just passing it down, and the value should be int32 or float32, and other dot value should be an int32 or float32. So it kind of feels like that should work. Returns 0 if the two objects are equal. Okay, let's see what this gives us. So I'm in the depths of Crystal here, which I'm not so familiar with the inner workings. Percentage spec. So let's see what this says. That kind of feels like it wants me to implement that on percentage. No matches that side. Alright, it basically wants them all. Now once, yeah, but now I have to implement all of them. Surely I don't have to implement all of them. Do I? Seems strange. get to the end of this and see what happens. Yep, wrong way. Interesting. I basically had to implement all of them myself. Ten should be less than 15. It is. Okay, so those two look good. This one should be equal to, maybe? No, match self. Should EQ. No, I don't want EQ. I want that, but how do I get that? Because B is literal. Right, let's go back to the spec. So, how do I say it should equal? I mean, maybe I have to implement this match for bool. Maybe I have to do my own EQ. On percentage. Let's try it. The percentage. Yeah, I did. Okay, so we don't need to have all of these. I really thought that would be enough, but it seems like it's not. Okay. What's this one? It can get a percentage of a number. So this is percent of. You can get a percentage of percentage. So result 50% of 50. Result should EQ 25. Let's first see if this can work. No, I need to implement percent. So percentage doesn't. Oh, well, of is required. Number or percentage times value divided by 100. So I guess they put percent on numeric. I don't know how to do that in Crystal. Let's check. I guess Crystal has got some sort of numeric. No, it's probably you got to probably do it on int 32. Don't know if I can do it like this. Int number value object. Can these use a struct? It's kind of a syntax sugar thing. Add a method to a core library or something like that. Just like add a method to the standard library. I don't know. Include makes a type, include methods defined in that module as instance methods. Include items, blah blah blah. Extend. Okay, let's try it with percentage. Let's put it here a sec. Let's try struct int 32 and def hello and let's try to say p50 dot hello. Okay, well it gave me hello, so I should be able to put percent on in the same way. So let's do what they've done and make a core extensions CR. So first of all, percent core extensions. So kind of porting a Ruby library to Crystal definitely has a few differences which are introduced by the types that Crystal has, and Ruby doesn't. In Ruby, you can be really like carefree and not worry about the types very much, but in Crystal, you need to worry a bit more about the types. And I'm not sure if what I'm doing here is the best way to do this, but it does look like it's going to give me what I need. So I override int 32 with percent in the same way that they override it in Ruby, and just do percentage.new. Also, I don't know if self is propagated the same way as it is in Ruby either. I guess we'll find out in just a moment. Oh, hi, Satan3. Yeah, there is Ruby here and Crystal. I'm porting a probability library from Ruby to Crystal, and the syntax of Ruby and Crystal are so similar, but there are some definite differences. So this is what I want here. So percentage spec. Let's try this. 50% of 50. Is it going to work? I don't know if it's going to work. Wow, it worked. Amazing. Okay, so result should be 25. Yeehaw! Totally awesome. While you're here, Satan 3, check out some of the artwork that's coming up for the game. This is Angel Euphrates. This is the Demon King Asmodeus. This is the Paladin King Dominic. And here we're going to be having a trading card game based on the 4 decks. There's another deck of pirates, undead actually. This is the undead pirate dude. And also recently there's a lot more artwork coming and a lot more cool interface designs coming as well. But right now I'm still figuring out the game mechanics, and that's led us to this probability thing that we're building at the moment, so that we can allocate different probabilities of getting different types of card. So the second spec I need to put in here, because it's crystal not ruby, is of a float. So 50.0% of 50 should be 25.0, something like that. Co-extensions. Let's do float 32. Can that work? Nope, it can't work. Percent is not on float 32. Struct float 32. Oh, float 64. Aha. Well, I don't know if I should do all of these really. Okay, so it's saying to me we don't like that, so also wants the ability to have a float 64 here. Yay! Yeah, so I needed a probability library, so I was looking around and I found this one called Chance. Where is it? Yeah, this guy. And it's got this cool interface where you can say chance, and you can say 70% will snow, 20% will sleet, 8% will sun, 1% will knives, and so it was a kind of nice wrapper around doing probabilities. I mean, there are some really complicated ones as well, like these Bernoulli and other mathematical types of probability, but it seems a bit overkill. So, and this is a prototype, the game mechanics prototype. So you just go and purchase a number of packs from the cards that are in the admin panel. So I'm trying to keep it simple. Okay, well that worked. What's next? It can get a percentage of a percentage. That's kind of like what we just did. 25% of 90% result should I think this needs to be EQ. 22.5%. Let's give that a roll. Yes, so we need to implement times here. Here it is, down here. 1% will knives, yeah. Totally awesome. Yeah. Actually, reading through the source code, where is it? I think it's in examples. Oh, I don't see it anywhere. There was some really funny thing. Yeah, include sarcasm. Fat chance. 10%. I like it. Spec helper. Right, percentage spec. So, yeah, it wants me to implement this thing. So, other is a percentage, other value, other kind of numeric. Otherwise, the other. Okay, this is basically saying other can either be numeric or it can be a percentage. Interesting. So I think I can say it could be a int 32, or it could be a float 32, or it could be a float 64. I wonder if it could be a. It could probably be an int 64 as well. I guess we'll get to that. Okay, so any one of those things kind of, that's more like is a if it's a percentage, then do other value, otherwise just whatever it is. And then value times other value. Okay, seems reasonable. Yeah, Crystal is compiled, statically typed Ruby. It's really fast, and the types help. Yay, awesome. Okay, so percentage has chance to F and to S. So this guy who wrote this library decided not to write specs for those, but it seems like I'm going to follow his thing. Can get a string from a. Can get percentage as a string. Can get percentage as a string. So I really want to get onto like hardcore game development next, but I need all of these extra libraries that Crystal doesn't have in order to get there. Can get, so what's these two things do? To string and to float. Can get a string, can get percentage as a float. So we say percentage.new, or we can just say now 25% to S should equal 25, and what is it, value to S, expected 25, got 25.0. Oh yes, to F to S, fair enough. And then 25% to F should be the same. Actually, no, it should be like that. Ho ho ho! That is the comparable operator. So when you include comparable, these operators let you do a comparison, and if the result is 0, it's I think it can be either -1, 0, or 1, and 0 is equals, -1 is less than, and 1 is greater than. So every time you call this, it's giving you back one of those 3 numbers. And then Crystal knows what to do with it, and Ruby does too. So the comparable stuff in Ruby is very similar. You see they include comparable, but there's no type in Ruby. And they get away with just doing the one comparable operator, but in Crystal it looks like you have to go do them all, even though they all just call out to the underlying one. Okay, so that's the whole of percentage done. And next we need to do chance. So what's chance all about? So this looks exciting. Let's go and copy that here. Comment it out, and then we've got a chance spec. Let's borrow that and put it here. Okay, describe chance. So we'll have our own spec helper. Don't want that one. Describe chance. So before do. Right, I think the spec system does have a before. What's this? Describe. Where's the okay, after each, before each. Is there a before all? After each, before each? Okay, there's not really a before, but there is a before each, which takes a block, which is cool. So 50% chance. Okay, so this is all cool. That's looks like Crystal. Okay, so percent has chance on it, so that's one thing we don't have yet. So in our version we don't have chance, so it should return a chance. So if I did chance, I should return chance.new. So we haven't implemented chance yet, but we'll need it to implement the next part. So in Ruby, what do they do in Ruby? They say percentage chance, that's just giving us a chance, can be created from percentage. Chance should be a chance. Odds, comparable. Yeah, so all this stuff's pretty straightforward. I think the main issue is that I'm going to need the basic chance class. So another cool thing in Crystal is you don't need to pass you don't need to initialize something and then assign stuff to things. If you wanted this to become an instance variable, you can just do that, and then you automatically get the instance variable there, which is cool. But in this case, looks like the Ruby guys, they add readers and include comparable. So yeah, I think we'll do the same thing here. So the equivalent in Crystal of at a reader is getter, and then odds, you have to give it a type, I don't know what type odds is yet. It looks like it's a percent, so it takes a percent. So that should be a percentage. And then it wants happens, and it wants event. I don't know what happens in event is, so we'll come back to those in a moment. But the main thing is percent comes in here. I wonder why they don't just call this odds. What do they do with it? Because they just assign percent straight to odds, and then if they don't use it again, then probably could just call it odds. Then it would save this kind of thing. We'll do it anyway. And then we'll refactor it to make it better. Okay, so now I've got a chance class and initialize this percentage chance should work, and self as a percentage. So now on the chance spec, all that stuff should work, and it's coming out these ones. Do I need that last one? Let's get rid of this. Describe chance. Yes, I need this very last do here. So the other cool thing in Crystal spec is you can just run a specific spec on the line number. So I can say only run a spec on this line number, like line 11. Chance spec 99. One that ends there, one that ends there. Where's this one end? Okay, no, I didn't need that after all. Okay, can't use this at the top level. Chance, 50% chance. So it doesn't like me having chance in before each here. They don't have to be instance variables, do they? What do we do with them? No, we don't really change them. So it doesn't really make sense for them to be instance variables. Okay, let's take them out of here. Let's put them up here as this kind of thing. How does that go? Oh yes, we can't call it chance. Let's call it first chance. Right, and this should be kind of, so I think this is like just B. New 20 chance should be spec line 12. Yeah. Totally messed it off. Okay. No, the batch is same with chance. Okay, so does that mean chance also has got some... Yeah, chance implement's comparable as well. Should be a chance. Is that how you do it? Yes, it is. Okay. That's good. Okay, it has odds expressed as percentage. Chance. This is first chance. Odds should be a percentage. Okay, so odds percentage. So I think that's good. It should be comparable with another chance. So these are all first chance. First chance. first chance should be fat chance second. Hey, I dimmed my light by mistake there. Good chance. Oh yeah, very nice. So now, similar to what we did with percentage, we got to implement all of that, but on chance instead. So what do they do? Somewhere here they must also, yeah, here they do. Odds to F, other chance to F. So let's put that here. So in this case, this is a chance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is actually odds. So odds and other dot odds, I think. Is that how it goes? Comparable odds to F. And what does 2F do? Odds to F does odds to F. Okay, cool. So we need that too. So let's do to F, which should be odds to F. Odds is a percent, so we already have 2F on that. Okay, so this is actually odds to F and other dot odds. Odds to F, other to F. Okay. Because we got the 2F here, so. And it's going to be the same for all of these things. Alrighty. Let's run this spec. I think this has to be EQ. No other matches. Same with spec. First chance should be should EQ. Okay. So the next one should be identical to another very similar chance. So same chance, 50% chance. I see, it's being reassigned here. Same chance is now 50% chance. And what was same chance? No, not really. Where is same chance coming from? Why is everything environment instance variables? Okay, so begin, end, while same chance happens is not the same as first chance happens. First chance identical, same chance should be true. Okay, we don't really have the same kind of begin, end, while operator in Crystal than we did in Ruby, so I think we'll come back to this one in a little bit because we don't have happens implemented yet. Should not be identical, so we need happens for that one. Okay, let's figure out where happens is. What is happens? So happens is a getter. So how do they do that in Ruby? So in Ruby they have happens. Nope, it's not here. It's not here. Happens. Okay, happens is odds to f greater than a random number, and so it's the float. I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's a float. Hey, I didn't even include comparable in chance. And I just overrode all these things. Interesting. Yeah, I assumed that including this would fix that stuff, but it didn't. Okay, well anyway, I'm going to include it in here because we do it, and it looks like it's the same. It's a percent that we're comparing. A chance odds is a percent, but then we're always using floats. So maybe we just need the float here. I'm not sure. Doesn't seem to do anything there. Okay, anyway, so happens. Let's do happens. Happens is odds to f greater than kernel.rand. Let's get some random stuff going in Crystal. Crystal lang random. Random. Random.rand. What's that do? There should be a secure. Oh yeah, random secure rand. That looks like what I want. Here we go. Getter happens. So that means happens is actually a. I think it's a float. 32 or a float 64. Oh no, it's a bool. Sorry. What's the problem? In macro x1, macro line 4 happens boolean. Def happens boolean happens. Isn't it boolean? Maybe it's bool. Oh yeah, it's bool. Okay. So alias happens. Okay, of will to s. So these things are easy. Let's put them here. So of and block yield if happens. Will and block. Event is the block and then self. So then we need the event getter here. And what is event? Event's a block. Don't really know what to put in there yet. Let's come back to that one. 2 is odds to F. No, we already have that one. Don't think we can do the same aliases we can do in. I think you basically have to implement it. But call to F, something like that. To S, a odds to F percent chance. Okay, definitely getting there now. Reduce by. So string has an odds on it. Array has random pop pick about. Range has random. Okay. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna stop there for this evening because, like I said, I was pretty tired. I only had a very short break between work and coding, but I think I made some good progress on this chance library. I may not have needed to write this. Probably got away with just doing some very basic thing. I think the crux of the whole thing is this happens thing here. But it seems like a nice API, so I'll keep going. So I think probably one more evening I should be able to finish this. And then we'll get back onto the other piece. So I'll publish this as a shard probably. And then we'll get back onto the using it inside the game. Okay, well, thanks for watching. And I'll see you 9 o'clock.